Welcome to Tuesday's Technology Tip. We have with us today Mrs. Hash. She is an ELA teacher at Landrum Middle School. So welcome, Mrs. Hash.
Hi.
So she's here to talk to us about this wonderful resource called READTHEORY. And when she shared it with me, of course I had to kind of explore and see what it was all about. But then when she created her screencast and provided all the additional details, it was very awesome. So first of all, just tell us a little bit about READTHEORY and how you actually discovered it.
I discovered it because it was recommended to me by my mother-in-law, who's a teacher at Greer High School. She teaches ELA. And she came to me, she was so excited. She had found this new resource that was incredible and completely differentiates for you student text levels and questions based on what they need to know.
Okay, so how does READTHEORY automatically meet learners at their level, where they're at?
When they first log on, they take a pretest.
Okay.
And as they take it, it starts them at a third grade level, and then it builds from there with every question they get right in every passage that they pass, basically.
Okay.
And it scores them, I think, a 69 or below. They go down a level. Between a 70 and an 89, they stay the same, and then a 90 or above, they are considered to move on to the next grade. And so after they've gone through the pretest, they start getting assigned text on their level to practice answering those questions and reading that type of writing, and that's how you track them.
Okay. So is READTHEORY free?
Yes, it is completely free.
That's amazing, especially after looking at it and seeing what all it includes. What are the reading passages like?
Depending on the text, they have some informational, they have some literary. They pretty much do a variety of whatever the kid needs based on how they're pretesting and what kind of questions they're missing.
So at this time, Ms. Hash, is going to give us a screencast with all the details, how to see your classes, how to use the rubrics, which are also included, which I thought was absolutely awesome, that they actually have rubrics. So the teacher, there's nothing left really for you to do, is there?
Not at all.
So at this time, she will share her screencast with us.
Welcome to the homepage of readtheory.org. This is the page that your students will first see before they have signed up or logged in. And what it is showing is one of their pretests that starts at a third grade level and can advance all the way to 11th. At the bottom of this page, you'll see that READTHEORY allows you to accompany your students on a journey through their vast library of reading comprehension content. READTHEORY's adaptive approach fosters improvement by automatically meeting learners at their own individual ability levels. Sign-up takes seconds, and no time is spent vetting assignments. Progress is shown on an intuitive report, replete with actionable, meaningful insights. Their program is completely free. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. Once you have logged in with Google, you'll see this page here where it shows your current students. I'm currently tracking the progress of 56 students, and the way to organize these students is to select their names and add them to a class that you have already created. After you've selected these students and they've taken a pretest, the READTHEORY will start generating its own short stories based on the reading level that your student tested at. After they've taken the pretest and their first test, you'll be able to track their progress. You can do this as an entire class or by selecting individual students. I'm going to go ahead and show you my 6th period. What this looks like when you're testing a whole class is they show you the number of quizzes completed, knowledge points, which is the number of questions they've gotten right each quiz, the class pretest average, and the class program average. When you look at quizzes taken, you can break it down by individual student, where we can go and see that this student has taken a total of 12 quizzes. 4 are above pretest level, 6 are at pretest level, and 2 are below pretest level. My personal favorite is the breakdown of the grade level performance. The average grade levels of quizzes taken by students in this class. So what we can see when we hover our mouse over each student's bar is it'll say the pretest grade average was 7th grade, and the program average after taking those 12 quizzes is 7.23, which does show growth. You'll have some students where their pretest average was 7th grade, and now they've jumped to a 9th grade. And then you'll have some where they've pretested in a 9th grade and have dropped to 7th grade. They show the Lexile ranges matched with each of the students' levels. Once you've looked at the whole class, you may also break down individual students. They have awards that the students can get as they've gotten a certain number of questions correct, which is the equivalent of their knowledge points. Quizzes passed 8 out of 12. The pretest level was 7th grade, and the program average is 7.23. Students do have access to this screen of their individual reports, which I believe is really helpful in holding them accountable. If you scroll down, you can see the number of tests that they've taken and at what grade level. As you scroll down, it shows the students' strengths and weaknesses. So you can see that key ideas and details is one of the students' strengths, and they've answered 24 questions. So 13% are answered incorrectly and 88% have been answered correctly. With integration of knowledge, 27% has been answered incorrectly and 73% has been answered correctly. It'll also show a quiz history, what quizzes the student has taken, on what date, at what grade level, and what their score was. And again, students have access to all of this information. There is an option for written responses. You go in and click on each class and you turn on their written responses. Once students have done this, you're able to see which responses they've chosen to write about. So do you agree with the speaker or with her friend Jada, and why? Here's the student's response, and then rather than me just grading it and putting my own opinion there, I can actually use Read Theory's rubric. So I can choose their approach. Was it inadequate, developing, proficient, skilled, or exceptional, with a brief definition of what each of those would look like. There's a section for supporting detail, style and voice, organization and cohesion, conventions, and I go through and I will just select what I believe to be true of this student. So after I've read, which you can still see the question, their response, give them points, and at the bottom you can also add a comment. You click score and return to student, and it automatically returns that written response to that student. One of the best things about this website is the fact that you are not assigning the text. Read Theory automatically generates these. There's no bias or assumptions or grouping. It's truly this site truly differentiates from student to student. The element where they're held accountable for their scores and their grade level is by far one of the best aspects of this site. I hope you all found this helpful. Feel free to explore it on your own. I found it to be a great resource paired with all the other different types of assessments being taken in class. And thank you so much.
So this tool, Read Theory, or resource, as you can see, is an awesome resource. I'm so glad that your mother-in-law shared this with you, and that you in turn are sharing this with us. And so if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. And as always, we hope that you have a great week.